Welcome back to week 3 of Landlocks. I am your host, Ted Flint. We are in the virtual Northwest Bank studios because even though we're batting 61% on our picks so far this year, we have not been invited into the actual Northwest Bank studios. What winning percentage do you think we gotta get to get that, like, to get into there? Like, getting like to sit in those nice fancy seats, the good video production. How do we make this happen? Whose wheels we have to grease? Like, who at Wild Rose, because they are a presenting sponsor out at Emmitsburg, Jefferson, and Clinton. Go there. I mean, go there with your wife, your friends. Like, bet on some harness racing, man. I've had some good nights at those sports books at Wild Rose. It is don't mock it. It's a good time. Also, go play some blackjack, hang out. But yeah, like as always, their sports books are Bet Rivers, DraftKings, and Circa. We are going to be doing all of our lines off of Bet Rivers tonight. No, DraftKings tonight. But yeah, like who do we have to get into the actual Northwest Bank studios? Like, how do we make that happen? Because we record late at night. No one else will be there.
If we're hitting at 61% all year, that might happen. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, if we can get through an entire year, I think that's a mainstay for next week.
Maybe like if we hit over like say 55% of the year, the bowl game Arama 3-hour podcast, we just sip on some We Will beer and like invade the studio. Like, should we like pin down C-Dub and like get that in writing? You think? No,
we can probably make some calls. It's not like it's got to be super booked beginning of December. Like,
yeah, late at night, like we record. Like, what else is going on? Where's basketball seasons then? So, yeah. But anyways, like I said, we are Landlocks. This is week 3. I'll be honest, like I've had a busy week, and this is gonna be purely a vibes thing. But as Jake just told me a minute ago, not much going on out there in the Landlocks being a Big 10, Big 12 podcast because Landlocks, because those universities are only located in landlocked states. It'd be really dumb if you're the Big 10 or Big 12, expanded to places that had oceans. That would just really be weird and silly. So Jake, before we get started, how about you go over how we did last week?
All right, so Ted and I bounced back a little bit. Ted's regressed a little bit. Ted goes 4-2 with Illinois Duke under 49 as a miss. Baylor SMU.
Illinois scored like 42 points by themselves
as a hit. Bowling Green plus 22.5 as a hit. Kent State plus 48.5 as a hit. UCLA UNLV over 55.5 as a miss. And Michigan Oklahoma first half under 21.5 as a hit. Tez, like I said, 2-3 with SMU minus 2.5, Miami of Ohio Rutgers under 45.5, and Arizona State minus 6.5 as being the misses, and Illinois minus 3 as a hit, and Kent State as well plus 48.5 as a hit.
You just don't go ahead and beat Kent State by more than 48 points. You can't just expect that to be a given.
That's a given. Can we just real quick? We don't have to dive into it. But Arizona State, what the fuck are you doing?
That's what happens when you don't have a generational running back anymore. I think
got to stay an hour and a half away. The casinos scare you. The other hand, just too much sinning going on.
We talked about last week how we didn't like his attitude.
Yeah, it's just you're setting up for failure.
As someone who wasn't even watching it like on the Gamecast or whatever, but mostly through Twitter, seeing Arizona State, oh my God, you did it, to immediately, what the hell are you doing, was incredible whiplash. Incredible whiplash.
Yeah. So speaking of incredible whiplash, real quick for Jake just in as we were talking about Kent State plus 48.5. Texas Tech went up 55 to nothing. 55 to nothing. And this is why you can't count out those golden flashes. They could have laid there. They could have died. But no, they got 2 touchdowns. They covered that number. Texas Tech, just, good teams cover. All right, Jake, have at it.
All right, so to finish up the cash crops, like I said, I went 4-1. The lone miss being MTSU at Wisconsin under 44.5. I don't remember. I think Wisconsin just scored like 42 points in that.
They got a lot
if I
of
remember
points.
right. So that's kind of one of those things you get scared of in those lopsided games with totals like that. The 4 hits being Baylor, SMU over 63.5, Oregon minus 28.5, USF plus 17.5, won the fucking thing outright, and Oklahoma minus 4.5.
I think Oregon just scored again on Oklahoma State. Like that's just.
Yeah, my read on their season over under is looking correct, except I picked the wrong side of my feelings about how that could go. Looks like they're probably just going to crash and burn and not win very many games instead of do the thing where they win like 10 games. So,
yeah, like
goddamn plane has crashed into the mountain.
Been better off crashing in the mountain than playing that game in Eugene. Tell you that. Woo. Sicko under didn't hit. Jake reminded me after last week's podcast. I did not mention the week before it did hit. It was Rice versus Houston. Like Sean said, don't bet on food. Houston had an INT return for a touchdown. It's hard to get under 39.5 when there's pick sixes. Not much to say there. The Houston versus Colorado under is also very low this Friday night. We're going to talk about it. You know, when you're betting a game under 40, you can't give up defensive touchdowns if you want it to hit. And unfortunately, don't bet on food.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't. It's food. It's food.
The flyover was Texas State versus UTSA. I had the under. Voss had the under. Sean did not. It was 2-0. 2-0 after the first quarter.
And then what happened?
All the
77
points,
more points, apparently. 77 more points. Because somehow it went like 15 points over the over 65.5. That's yeah. That sucks. I have nothing else to say about that. Let's go run. All right. So yeah, like I said, we are Landlocks. We are a college football podcast. We go through most of the Big 10 and Big 12 teams. We are brought to you by Bet Rivers. So there is a Thursday night game tomorrow. And you know what you know? If there's only one game, what are you going to do?
Well, you know, for me, the action is the juice. I'm in.
I mean, are you going to bet on some Green Bay Packers versus Washington Commanders, like two very good teams with very good quarterbacks and very good wide receivers? No, you're not. You're going to bet on NC State heading to Wake Forest on a sleepy Thursday night, over under 52.5. NC State is a 7-point favorite. Wake is a very bad team. I'm kind of confused by this line being 7. I don't think I'm not sure if NC State's that good, but I think I'm going to take the Wolfpack -7. I'm sure you guys put a lot of research into this game. You have lots of thoughts about this game, and I cannot wait to hear all of them.
Probably just play the under if I'm going to do anything.
Yep.
I don't know enough about either of these teams to have strong feelings leaning either way. It's just Thursday, short week Thursday night game at Wake Forest.
Sports points.
Yep.
Wolf,
Yeah.
no
Lack
space.
thereof.
It is, unfortunately, probably a lot of that. I mean, this game sucks, man. We're very, I think we're already very far removed from this NC State being the playoff berth darling team. They're giving up 27 points a game. They're scoring 29. Like,
Oof.
I guess there's a fight for maybe the over, but Wake Forest is just bad. Wake Forest beat Kennesaw State 10-9. Like,
Well, you know, Kennesaw State beat Army, and Army beat Kansas State. So
yeah. So if you want to play transitive wins and the way you bet, that is the way to go. That is exactly how college football works.
Speaking of flyover, I see that the DraftKings just upgraded something and a much higher flyover, and I'll let you guys decide if you want to touch it. It just showed up on my screen. It's 66.5 points. Is the next game we'd be talking about.
What jumped to 66.5?
And that would be Colgate University at Syracuse on Friday night at 6.
Oh no, I really no.
Under all of the under.
I mean, we if you want to force me to play that, I guess, but I do not want to play that game.
I had not seen that, so it must have just showed up or I must have been missing it. Man, I mean, we are a podcast of principles. And that is a solid 4 points higher than the over-under we're going to talk about.
Yeah, we probably have to play that one, unfortunately.
I think I'm just going to take the under and hope that Syracuse can't score 66 by themselves.
I'm not going to make a decision on it right now.
He doesn't want to get locked in. That's a smart man. That's why you should follow us on Landlocks on Twitter and Blueski for these picks. What about you, Sean? Under? You're on the under. I'm on the under. Yeah.
I mean, well, I will say, it's at 66.5. They did play 2 years ago, and Syracuse won 65-0. So,
it's at the Carrier Dome. So, Syracuse also, they just had to run laps. They beat UConn last week, and their coach made them run sprints after the game. Did you guys see that? He made him go out there and he made him run sprints.
I heard about it. I didn't, yeah.
So maybe they're going to be sprinting up and down the field, putting points on Colgate.
Maybe just for a little, for some giggles, I might throw like $2 on Syracuse first drive result being a punt at plus 287.
As a screw you to the coach, like we're just going to.
I mean, even field goal attempts plus 530. But I mean, you're playing Colgate, so it's obviously not a good team. They're not.
They're a toothpaste.
They're a toothpaste.
They're not
a toothpaste.
Speaking of games that Jake does not want us to talk about, Indiana State is a 48.5 point underdog at Indiana. Over under is 59. Pass. The 5:30 kick on a Friday.
Gross.
The Indiana State uniforms look nice though. I
will throw this out there. The team ranked number 22 in the AP poll. Their last 5 games they've covered. So, and that's not even the obscure one I have for this on this tonight.
I mean, that feels like an Indiana bet right there. We do have a good trend.
Indiana's last 7 in September have gone over, but I do lean the under on this one. I just don't think Indiana State puts up the points. I think Indiana just scores their points. They coast out. They get a win. And by coast out, like that's like a 42-3 game. But
yeah, that's what I fear on a lot of these and why I don't want to focus on too many of them.
Friday night games are stupid.
I mean, it's a Friday night game, but it's your third non-con.
I take offense to that. I take offense to that Friday night games are stupid. Just saying.
Friday night games that have a spread of over 20 are very stupid. But anyway, like I was saying, for a lot of these teams, especially with these massive spreads, it's like, yeah, Indiana might go hang like 35 on them in the first half, and then they're playing third stringers the whole second half, and just because it's the third non-con and give people a break, and so you end up winning, 45-3 or something, and you just don't cover because you didn't hang 60 on them.
I think it's the sort of thing of, like you said, it's the last non-con. It's right before conference play starts. You're going to hopefully, your plan is to get up 4 touchdowns. And then you run second stringers. You get in the groove. You let your guys play.
Is Indiana's coach after that first game got real pissed off that they didn't cover, and then they just blew the doors off the next game. So, does that continue over to game 3? Sagnetti or whatever he is, right? So
Sagnetti.
So anyway.
There is probably a level in where we're at in college football of and this is obviously us talking, and no coach is ever going to admit to this, but for playoff stuff, maybe they do want to beat the brakes off them and put up all the points and say we are just such a good team. But I don't think beating Indiana State by
the Sycamores
49 rather than 35 sways the committee.
Doesn't matter.
December. Yeah,
doesn't matter at all.
Speaking of all the points, won't be seeing on here. Colorado has the Houston over under is 44.5. Houston is a 4.5 point favorite. Give me the Cougs. Like, I think they cover. I think they win. I think the ticket prices go down in Boulder for Romain Tez go out there, and yeah, Cougs.
I will not bet on Colorado until they show me something.
They just beat Rice 39-7 last week. They beat Rice 39-7.
Yeah, but I don't think that even covered. Like, that's not. Or if it did, it barely.
It covered and lost the under on me. But yeah,
so that's where I'm just. That being said, I'm not necessarily betting on Houston.
I think I might just bet the under.
Yeah, I think I'm on the under. Houston's last 7 home games have all gone under. Houston's on just.
Oh, that's because the last game was at Rice. Yeah, that's.
Houston's been on an under streak for 2 years since they joined the Big 12 because they're just not scoring a lot of points, but they are at times.
Or a mascot calling the Cougar not scoring on a Friday seems kind of ironic. Anyways, heading to Arizona, 8:00 kick. Arizona is a 1.5 point underdog. Kansas State over under is 54.5. I'm gonna need someone to explain to me why Arizona is not favored here.
It's been going nuts all week. Like when I checked it this afternoon, Arizona was a 0.5 point favorite. It opened as a pick'em, and it just keeps flying back and forth based on money.
Yeah,
I don't. And this is a non-conference game.
Serious?
Yeah.
Yes, it's not a conference game. It was one of the pre-scheduled.
I think if I play this, I'm going to play the under. I don't. Kansas State is in a tornado of bad.
I'm just saying, like, they went to Ireland, then they came back, barely beat whoever they beat, and they lost to Army. Now they're flying to the West Coast to play Arizona.
North Dakota.
Yeah, barely. Like, I'm just saying, like,
and Arizona's not
their body
good,
clocks are all,
like, it's just Arizona's.
I think they're better than we think they are this year. Like, I mean,
they're better. I think they're better than they were last year, but I think this is where it opened as a pick'em, and it's gone so back and forth because it's people believing in Arizona being better than last year, and then a lot of people believing that Kansas State is still the number 13 team in the nation, sort of stuff, betting the other way and probably trying to get good lines. I don't know. I cannot imagine picking a side in this game because you don't know what you're going to get. Arizona hasn't necessarily proved anything. Kansas State has disgustingly under in their game.
Yeah.
So
I think so. Looking at action, it looks like it opened kind of where it is, maybe at 2, and then it swung almost all the way across to the other side at 2, 1.5, somewhere in there, and then it's come back. So I don't. Yesterday, that was like for some reason yesterday it took that swing, at least on actions like tracker. So yeah, I actually think I don't know if I'm for sure going to play it, but I'm leaning playing and just fading Kansas State at this point until they prove that they are good. Or
at this point, everyone thinks Kansas
suck
State
at least.
is trash.
Or
so, like, wouldn't it be better if Arizona wins this game? So then, when we beat Arizona in 2 weeks, it looks better.
I mean, you're playing both the teams. Hopefully it's 2 wins, and so however you want to cut that up. I mean, it's honestly at this point, it's not looking like Kansas State's going to look like a top 20 team or whatever that we were probably hoping that they would be for a resume win. But
speaking of, like,
I don't trust I guess I will say I don't necessarily trust either of these teams, but if you can get it where you can get a positive Arizona money line play, I'd be fine playing that because it is.
I mean,
I would trust that a little more than I trust the product that Kansas State has been putting on the field since they got back from
this
Ireland.
is basically Kansas State.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
You don't.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
There's a sometimes maybe good this year at least. So
I mean, they did beat Dakota State.
Barely. They snuck out.
it was very different in North Dakota.
Not North Dakota State, North Dakota.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The bad one.
Not
All
the
right.
good one, the bad one.
All right. My DraftKings refreshed. I do know the next game is one of the New Mexico schools at UCLA.
Yeah.
To the
University of New
coast, get
Mexico.
together, have a few laughs.
So they're the Lobos, not the Aggies. I'm just going to blind bet 15.5 on New Mexico State there. 15.5 New Mexico. Sorry, New Mexico is 15.5 point underdog over under 52. Nothing about UCLA is showing me they're going to be a team by 15.5 points. I'm going to need them to see me to show me to prove it. I was hearing something on one of the other podcasts I listened to that basically like New Mexico is the FCS of what Texas Tech did basically, but like just bought all the like good FCS players. So like live money line bet if you want like half like a quarter of a unit, but like 15.5. And let's bet some late night Friday night football. Anything from either one of you guys on this game?
I mean, this is one that if UCLA wants to be remotely relevant, they have to show up to this game.
Also,
and I'm not
the
talking.
Lobos are in the Mountain West, by the way.
Okay. Well, either way, they got all the good FCF players.
Yeah, I'm not even saying like UCLA's like making a playoff push because that's those cards. They've already folded those cards. We're at if they want to make a bowl, if they even want to sniff a bowl, they have to get this, and like they have to get it. If you want to justify all of the money they spent on Nico to get him out there and play the not good football he's been playing, he's got to figure it out. They've got to figure it out. Like I don't know that they do.
No, I'd take
15 and a half is just it's a dumb number. I will agree with you, Ted, on that I just don't think. Do they win by 2+ touchdowns? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it'd be different if it was a team that was had to travel a lot or like time zones. Like some teams are doing these days. But
what, 7 hours or whatever it is?
Yeah, I mean,
it's
a decent distance, but it's not like
two or three flying into LAX. Like it's just.
So yeah, I actually liked that number. When I saw that, I was like, huh, like I think I like that. So it's probably going to be something I play.
All right. Speaking of games that you're definitely going to play, Oregon heads to the Riverfront. Over under is 48.5. They are 27.5 point favorites at Northwestern. I was telling Jake before the show, no real good sicko unders this week. I'm looking around and like I looked hard at this one, but not the team total, not the total, but like the team total. So Northwestern is team total under 9.5 at -105. I don't know if they score. Unless Oregon just doesn't care. You know, like I said, also unders on the Riverfront, windy off Lake Michigan. You want to play that? Even though I feel like last year, like they didn't cover as much as we thought they would. Like Northwestern's bad.
I'll say I'm just gonna lay the points with the good team going to the
Especially
bad team.
Under 4 touchdowns. Like,
yeah,
I don't love the travel aspect, but
literally take the ducks on the pond on this one. Like that is
nice.
This is free money. Like four touchdowns. They're way better. Northwestern has
Nothing
has been Northwestern, man. I don't want to say underwhelming because like they've been Northwestern football. Like you
they've been a bunch of
and God bless all of them. They're going to be our realtors and insurance salesmen and a handful of good lawyers throughout the years. Sorry for anybody that's in J school there. Those jobs are gone, but
jeez.
But man, I think Oregon just mops these dudes. Like
I don't think it probably
even if you don't think that's the play, like if you don't want to lay 4 touchdowns, and I can understand that.
Wonder what the Oregon team total is. I bet it's higher.
48.5. At least play the over, like because there is a chance Oregon gets there by themselves.
Yeah, I don't think this looks like Oklahoma State last week, but I do think that it's just good team
because they're smart enough not to poke the bear or the duck. Like,
yeah, I don't
just. Oh, Gundy, poor Gundy. He's just having a bad week, having a bad day today, probably. All right.
And Dan Lanning's already thrown out some
dude. Lanning is just like he looks for reasons.
Delightful little quips. He loves to talk shit, man. That's his game. Hey man, we're gonna beat you straight up. He's not there to make friends. He's not there to play friendly.
Before he asked Gundy to sign his checkbook after that game. But all right. Speaking of games that are super interesting, I mean, this is probably interesting. Wisconsin heads to Alabama. They are a 20.5 point underdog. Over under is 46.5. I don't understand why this number is so low, unless they just think that Wisconsin is just going to like slow long drives. Like, I also guess Bama's not looking great either. But like,
I was gonna say that's why the number is low. I mean, it's almost 3 touchdowns, right? So, but.
You want to know my banger of a stat?
Oh no!
Let's hear it.
Wisconsin's last 4 games against the 19th ranked AP team have gone under.
How
far that go back?
I was in junior high, dickhead.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I probably will just play this under and
I don't know where Wisconsin gets their points. I will
getting a lot of money versus bets on action right now. So
I mean, you don't have to give me a reason to bet an under. Give me a stat from the 1970s. I'm in. I'm in. I'm already there.
I think Bama goes up and down the floor, up and down the field with them. I just don't think Wisconsin doesn't have an offense. This is one of those games. I don't know what the Wisconsin team total is, I would probably take that under. Because they're just.
I can tell you.
It's implied of like 13 and a half, 14, right? So
team props.
Yeah, so it's not.
Under 12 and a half.
I don't think they do well, but I think Alabama is going to go out there and have a point to prove.
That is true.
I think, did I see today Ryan Williams is coming back, is going to play. They were worried about him with an injury. I don't know how you see anything from what Wisconsin's already done this year and go, they're going to put up points on Alabama. I understand Florida State did it, but Florida State is Florida State. Like, they still always have talent, and they were just incredibly bad last year. But I just don't know where Wisconsin finds anything to actually. Like, I don't think they're going to be able to slow play this. I don't think they're going to do a multiple 15 play, 9-10 minute drives for touchdowns. Like,
right. Speaking of games we definitely know a bunch about, though. Central Michigan heads to Michigan. Their over-under is 42.5. Michigan is a 27.5 point favorite. if you want to get into the funness, even though I hate how much juice is this. If you want to bet Central Michigan under 7.5 points is minus 160. Central Michigan total touchdowns is under 0.5 and it's plus 120. Maybe that should be my sicko under. Just Central Michigan not getting in the end zone. Just shut out.
Wait, hang on a second.
I'm looking at total touchdowns under 1.
Okay, okay, I guess that's fine. I actually think I like that. But their team total is what?
Minus under 7.5 at minus 160.
Why would you ever play that number if you can get under a touchdown at minus 120?
Well, then because you're betting that they score only a touchdown.
Huh?
I don't know, man. I'm just telling you what's on the screen in front of me. Don't yell.
It's betting that Central Michigan will at least move the ball enough to get to like 9 on field goals.
Well, if you bet the over on their team total, yeah, but why would you ever bet the under on their team total instead of just bet that they'll score a touchdown?
You're not wrong. I will give you that.
That's what I was like confused about. Is like, to me, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay.
I have 2 notes on this game, and the first one was as soon as I wrote it down. I don't know, man. I'm done betting on Michigan, especially in non-con, because it's always head coaches are suspended.
Oh yeah, this is a new head coach,
You don't know
right?
who's playing. You don't know what's going on. But then also I looked into it, and Michigan has not covered a non-conference game at Michigan Stadium in their last 7 games. So that's like 3 years worth of non-cons that they just are not beating people. But that also goes into substitute coaches and interim coaches, and Harbaugh's not coaching, and Sharon Moore's suspended, and we're just letting our offensive coordinator coach a game because that seems fun.
Do you think Moore has a special lineup that they can do to show that he's actually dead but not just suspended, like a special first play lineup? Because then they did that for Harbaugh, that they lined up a special way to
they went out there with 10 guys. They took a delay a game with 10 guys rather than play the play with 10 guys.
You think he the same thing? We're gonna get the same thing. All right.
But if you tell me on that.
All right. Are you guys ready for Koba's pick? That's our next game on the bracket. Unless you guys want to talk about this game more. I'm sure Jake has lots of stuff.
I think I might, if I can find that game at 28, I would probably place Central Michigan. Yeah. I mean, that stat's wild, Michigan not covering, but yeah.
I mean, maybe we'll get some public money. All right. Koba's pick is Georgia at Tennessee.
Koba's picks. He pushed last week, which meant the dog got to learn about how much that stinks. He is 2, 0, and 1 on the year. All picks are against the spread. We are brought to you by Landlocks and Cyclone Fanatic. As always, logos made by my son.
Me.
This week is Georgia at Tennessee. Release the beast. Georgia! Wait, no. I don't know if that's a pick. We're going to call it a pick.
I wondered what we were in store for the way that you talked about his pick.
Chaos, I tell you.
So
we're going to call it Georgia.
Yep.
Because I will mention on the podcast, he definitely, when he came back after knocking the camera over, he Tennessee first. But we're calling it Georgia.
Yeah, he stuck his snout on the Georgia bucket,
and then little dog came and finished off the Georgia bucket. But just, we got to work on this. A little disaster, a little taking the camera down when he ran by. He's getting a little big for his britches. Could you hear him whining as my other son was holding him? Like he's up there in the stairs just whining, let me go. What is this garbage?
There's goodies out there. Let me go.
I know. So, I'm learning. There's food down there.
Yeah, so Georgia at Tennessee, I think the line is 3.5. And we decided we're going to go with the closing line when the pick gets locked in. I'm on Tennessee. I think I saw somewhere Hobo's like 26-4 at home, even though Georgia has owned them up and down. Give me Tennessee plus whatever points you want to give me. And yeah, that's what I got. I'm riding against Coba this week.
I told you guys were fools last week, by the way.
We pushed.
Well, yeah, because somebody decided that they needed to proclaim what the spread was on Monday.
In the video. That has been fixed. It will no longer be in the video what the spread is when because
I was so happy after hours after the Cyhawk game got over, and I was like, oh hell yeah, that was 3.5. So I won with Coba as well, and then I got in the spreadsheet to mark everything down and remembered that it was 3 in the video, so that was the number we were picking that we ended up getting.
That's why going forward we are not mentioning the number in the video because I normally record these on Sunday, which obviously lines can change. Because I think when we recorded that, I think it was 7.5. Like, what did it open at? Like, I don't think it opened at 3.5, did it? I thought it opened I thought I saw.
No, it was at 7 at one point.
Right. So like,
this is one of them that's come down, and when we get to the end of the pod, there's another one that
So Action has open at 7.5. So
like when I recorded it, that's what I thought it was. That's why I also made a point not to like say it because I'm like, there's no way that number stays there.
Right.
But yeah, Koba, he's getting pretty big. He's on. I mean, also he's going to pick the Bulldogs. He's a dog. I mean, come on. They stick together. So yeah, but give me Tennessee and then plus number. I think I might win outright.
Man, I don't know. Action. The numbers on Action right now tell me to take Georgia. Kind of feels like that number is trying to get people onto Tennessee. Gosh, I don't know if we know anything about either of these teams really. I mean, Tennessee, I guess, played Syracuse week 1, 45-26 outcome. But I mean, Georgia hasn't played anybody. No, we don't know what they are. I think Georgia is my play on that.
Yeah, I had initially that I would take Tennessee at 7.5. I don't know if I take them at.
Oh yeah, give me a touchdown. If we're talking about a touchdown, I would flip that. But
so
I don't love the hook at 3.5 necessarily. Giving that up either, but
yeah. So I'm with Koba. Obviously, it's not like Jake's against Koba. No, with Koba. I'm like, all right. I already screwed all that up. I'm on with Tennessee. Koba. You're with Koba.
You're on Tennessee. I'm on Georgia with Koba.
I'll probably ride Tennessee
when it gets time to put it in. All right. Speaking of fun games, the Beavs are heading to Texas Tech over under 61.5. Under Texas Tech is a 23.5 point favorite. Just give me the over. I think lots of points are going to happen. I don't trust. I assume.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Just. I think Morgan State's kind of bad, to be honest.
97% of the money is coming in on 42% of the bets on Action on Texas Tech so far. That is a massive disparity. Now, Action stopped telling me how much money or how many bets were placed on games from what I can tell. I can't find that anymore. Used to be displayed on the main screen when I was scrolling games. But if those numbers continue to be like that, I mean, you're talking almost 2-to-1 money to bets. That's wild. So
explain to someone that's dumb like me, why.
So 42% of the bets are coming in on Texas Tech. So under half of them, right?
Yeah.
But in those 42% of bets, 90 whatever percent of the total money is being bet.
Less bets.
So lots of big bets. Yeah, lots of big bets on Texas
Sharps.
Tech. Right.
Sharps.
That's kind of how you would.
Or if you learn if it's Sharks or Sharps, and I'm just gonna
Sharps.
You can tell me that, but next week we'll call them Sharks again. It's
because they're sharp.
Well, Sharks are sharp too. Sharks have sharp teeth. Sean, you got anything?
No, I mean, my notes on this were just before we changed the flyover, but I was just on the over on this one. Like, I think it's just.
But let the record show I gave you proper notice.
You absolutely did. I will give you that. But yeah, it was just, man, I think there's going to be points. I don't think Oregon State's good by any means, but I don't think that Texas Tech defense is great. They're going to give up.
I mean, they gave up 14 points to Kent State.
A handful of points, yeah, after a 50-point lead.
What about the Chumps?
And that's the thing. If we got a backdoor over this, I'm okay with that. So it's
is this what we switched the flyover to? Sorry, I'm just looking back.
I mean, you got the screenshot.
Our messages. Yeah, here. That's what we switched it to.
Oh yeah. So
well then.
Sorry, over. I was forgetting that we actually switched it to that. Yeah, I'm on the over as well. That's where I.
Look at us. We're such a well-oiled machine on land.
I was just thinking about that, so I went back and looked through the chat, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what we switched it to from the Arkansas Ole Miss game.
Yeah, who wants to talk about an SEC game? All right, yeah, give me the over. Guns up.
Yeah, it's just I think it's over. Both of these teams have hit the over in both of their games. It's just I think you're going to get points. I don't know where we are on the national narrative of. I know Texas Tech is pretty high in the S&P rankings. That is what it is.
I mean, the one thing I think about,
I think they can absolutely put up the points. I think they're going to give up the points. Yeah, man, give me that over. I think that's pretty attainable. This feels like one of those games that, like, if
42-25.
Like 2 years ago when we were doing this was a game that would have been at like a 71.5 over under, and it made it a little more tricky. But yeah, 61.5, 62.5, whatever you're at, like, I'll take that over.
All right, Jake, are you on the over too?
Yes.
Well, then you know what that means.
Die together. We die together. Bad boys for life.
Can't back out now. We're locking it in. Let's roll. All right, moving on to
That John Denver's full of shit, man.
backyard bro. All right, Pittsburgh heads to West Virginia. They are a 7-point favorite. The over/under is 57.5. West Virginia just lost their star running back. Pitt. I think Pitt's going to roll them. Vibes are bad in the mountains.
It opened at 2 or Pitt -2. Yeah,
You don't just bounce back from losing to Ohio. Like, only elite schools can lose to Ohio and turn it around. Like,
and West Virginia just lost their starting running back. Like, I think they're just going to be in a not great spot. I think you take Pitt as soon as you can, because I think that number might keep climbing. Like, I don't think it gets to like 10, 12, 14, anything like that. But
it's not going to climb if the numbers on action stay the same.
Oh, really? So maybe we should wait and
31% of bets with 77% of the money. Again, they aren't, for some reason they took the like number of bets or amount of money or whatever, the stuff that they were displaying before that I like to use so that I could understand how much action was actually on the game to make those percentages make sense or not. But still, I mean, that's one that
it would be a bummer to
it's a huge disparity.
The action on the action app. That would be just
right.
There need dinosaurs on your dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour. Speaking of amazing games, USC heads to Purdue. Is this a conference game, or is this some bullshit
non-conference game? This is the conference game.
I think that K-State game is like one of the last ones.
I believe that is the last. Yeah.
Okay. USC the 20.5 point
conference game.
20.5 point favorite. Over under is 59.5. USC is decent. It sounds like Purdue's terrible. It's a body clock game. I don't think it really matters. I think USC rolls them, and it gets ugly real quick.
I would tend to agree. It's another. I don't think USC is Oregon, and but I do think Purdue is probably worse than Northwestern. It's another for me. It's another bet on the good team playing the bad team. They'll win by 25 to 30 points.
Yeah, I think we're at sort of kind of this impasse of where I have a soft spot for Purdue, but I think they are a team that they're going to be one of the teams that probably gets worse as we get into conference play. And USC is one of the schools that once has a point to prove. They got to go out there. They got to do this when they get the chance to do it. And against a team like Purdue is a good chance to just wipe the floor. If it's I had it at 20.5. You can get it at 3 touchdowns, maybe. I don't mind the under at 59.5 because I don't know that Purdue puts up much. They might put up 14, and I guess that's where you start sweating.
Surprised this isn't a rivalry game yet. I can't believe they haven't figured out a trophy to make this Big Ten and all. Speaking of definitely a rivalry game, Iowa State has the Jonesboro, Arkansas. They are a 20.5 point favorite. Over under is 55.5. We are a Cyclone Fanatic podcast. We should have talked about this earlier. I hate everything about this, but I think I want to take Iowa State minus 20.5. I think Arkansas State's bad. I'm worried that there'll be no one in the stands. I think it'll be an empty stadium. I think the vibes there will be trash.
According to Bloom, they show up for their games. 35,000.
Okay. Then still,
that's what Bloom said on the.
I'm not sure. I think I actually hate podcast. That.
I like there being some energy there. Yeah, I agree.
I do too. Saved us $4 million, according to Pollard, and he would never lie.
Yeah,
I think you could put numbers together that say it's $4 million. That's for sure.
I think this is a stupid game to be playing in a stupid stadium, and I hate all of it. And I hope Iowa State just escapes a win. I don't want to bet any part of it.
Yeah, I think it's one of two things. If you believe that Iowa State comes out and just enforces their will early first quarter, they'll cover because they'll get up and Arkansas State can't stop the run. You get to the point, second half, Dylan Lee, second stringers are in there just running the ball, getting some guys experience. You win by 5 touchdowns. But if you don't, and you don't have them down 3 touchdowns at halftime or 2, more than 2 touchdowns or something, and you let them kind of stick around, then I would worry a little bit about that 20.5 or 3 touchdowns. But I think Iowa State, after the Ohio experience, this team's way
maybe just take the over,
more mature. I mean, maybe I just would potentially worry that Iowa State just grinds a game out and Arkansas State doesn't score, and then you worry about that. But I think I don't know if I'm going to have any money on this game, to be honest with you, because it seems like a dumb game to lose money on, but as an Iowa State fan, but I think if I was going to play it, it would be Iowa State to cover, win by 30 plus points type of thing.
Yeah. If I'm playing a straight line, I think I would take Iowa State by the 3 touchdowns. When I was poking around today, I did find you can get second half under at 26.5. I think I would play that under if you can get it. Because I mean,
I don't hate that.
We know over the years what this defense has done in the second half, and if they can build a good lead, I think it should be second stringers. I don't think they're going to run out there and throw 4 touchdowns on with second
Also,
stringers.
another thing with
It's
Iowa State,
27.5 minus 118 on DraftKings.
with
Yeah.
Iowa State and the second stringers too, is this is a team not only, especially talking about like the linebackers and stuff, but there's a lot of depth in like the 2 and 3 deep that we've heard a lot about. So it's not going to be one of those
That have
things where
played
you get up by
games already.
well, they've got experience and we hear a lot about too. So it's like even if you get to the second half and they start putting in, you get to the second and maybe third string and stuff like that. Like you're not talking about guys that are just gonna get beat, right? You're not gonna give up a 35-point lead at that point.
I think that's where I think that's probably going to be my play on this game is that second half under, because it is.
I like that.
Even if it is, I mean, just
It's 27.5 now. It means minus 118.
yeah.
Not great, but
the rotation of dudes, a lot of them already got a lot of play in the South Dakota game.
Right. Yeah.
That
whole second half was second and third string guys.
And then especially on the defense, a lot of those guys that are playing linebacker and maybe secondary and even D line, like just because of injuries, they got to play some snaps last year. Like,
well,
sure, the
3 deep with experience.
Right. And so I think the defense isn't going to be giving up points. And I just don't think they're still going to let second, third string dudes play some offense, but they're not going to be aggressive. They're not going to be throwing fly routes, like unless they're wide open sort of stuff. Like I've been burnt by worse stuff in the past, but that's the game of betting. But I mean, I think if you're going to give me 4 touchdowns in the second half, I don't think that's just going to be there, because I think you're betting on 4 Iowa State touchdowns in the second half, and I think it's going to be running the ball, letting
so plus 3.5
these other
touchdowns
running backs
in the first half is minus 110. If you think between the two of them, they get 4 touchdowns first half. So speaking of games that I'm definitely going to bet. Ohio Bobcats head to Columbus. They were a 30.5-point underdog. Over under is 51.5. Bobcats just beat West Virginia on the field.
Pass.
30.5 points.
I think Ryan Day is going to keep mopping floors with people until Ryan Day beats Michigan, and he hasn't beaten Michigan anytime soon.
I mean, he's got to get Beal somehow. He's already pierced those nips. Got to find other ways to make him so happy. All right. Illinois, or at least a nip. Illinois is a 27.5-point favorite over Western Michigan. Over under is 50.5. Bet on the Ohio State game. Don't touch that game.
I think I said this in our kind of lead up to all of this. Maybe I didn't, but I would like to reiterate this because it can't be said enough. I am just sick of the idea that Altmaier and Drew Waller are the best quarterbacks in the country. They're above average. They're fine. They do what they need to do to win games. Let's stop talking about them.
So you bet in Western Michigan then?
No, I'm just not saying. I think we're finally coming back to the, everything's coming back to the median of stuff where
really coming in the middle.
Where these guys from the Athletic who drafted Drew Waller and Altmaier and Mark Goronsky as Heisman picks, maybe those weren't the guys for this stuff.
Speaking of people from the Athletic drafting quarterbacks in the Heisman picks, UMass heads to Iowa City. They're a 35.5-point underdog. Over under is 42.5. I'm going to show you guys some bets here. I didn't get them for the screen, but UMass team total bet. If you want to bet the team total for UMass, it is under 7.5 points at minus 575. Team total.
Yeah, we talked about this. The Action app has like an actual number. It's not just a limited one that like DraftKings or whoever, they'll give you like options and it'll only go so low. And the Action number was 5.
So
that was the like minus 120 plus 100 number, like minus 120 under 5 points.
Team total touchdowns is under 1 touchdown, minus 245. I might do a half a unit on just a touchdown on principle. Just so they
they're
trip
not
over their
I mean,
dick and find the end zone.
Something dumb would have to happen, like really, really dumb would have to happen for them to score a touchdown.
So also on my sicko under was Iowa's under total touchdowns is 4.5 plus 120. Does Iowa get 5 touchdowns in this game?
I don't know. Do they break 5 40-yard runs for a touchdown? I mean, it won't even take them that. It'll just take them. You get they're just going to run the crap.
I know we are a Cyclone podcast. We're on Cyclone Fanatic. It's a gross game. It's a bad game.
It's going to be, I mean, it's going to be like the Albany game all over again. They're playing
6:30 kickoff. That's gross.
They're gonna
honestly
they are gonna run the ball for 7 yards a carry, and they're gonna let their quarterback throw for 72 yards. And the problem is, I guess, for when it comes to betting this is
make better decisions.
I don't know if there's any updates on this, but it was on Monday. The UMass coach came out and said their starting quarterback is not playing. Two of their top 4 receivers are not playing. Their 2 starting cornerbacks are not playing. There's one of their starting safeties isn't playing. But they were all given but as the week goes on, game time decisions. Like if they're playing the backup quarterback from UMass, it's just built for a 2-pick-6 sort of game. Like
this also feels like the type of game where like they win 48-0, and then Kirk can be like, "See, we have an offense." See,
well, that's what I was just gonna say is I've seen this. Well, I've seen this before too, where it's not even that type of thing. It's one of those. Well, Gronowski comes out and throws for 202 touchdowns and runs for a touchdown. And then Kirk comes out and like puffs his chest out and is like, "See, we're not so bad." And it's like, "Yeah, dude, it's UMass. Congrats. Like, good job. Let's see you at Rutgers Friday night next week."
Always beating up on the minute. Then I always knew Kirk Ferentz hated the troops. All right. Heading out to Laramie, Utah, the 23.5-point favorite.
What was that word?
What word?
To what?
What?
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
48.5 is the over-under.
Utah.
Wyoming. Regulators! 23.5 points. 23.5 points at home.
Utah looks like a wagon and Wyoming is dog shit.
Oh, buddy. That's just rude. I guess. I just might take the under.
I completely agree with Jake on this. But should you be so adventurous? Wyoming has won 4 of their last 5 as underdogs in September. In September. So you can get them at plus 1,300 money line.
Can we get numbers on the spreads of those times that they've won?
No, you cannot.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I'm assuming that was a game against Hawaii last year. I didn't check through those numbers, but I'm pretty sure that was one of them.
I'm pretty sure you owe me a pint glass in that game.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hawaii's in a forever rebuild mode, so that doesn't count.
I think Utah.
So there are going to be 12 mile per hour winds, evening thunderstorms.
I don't care.
Give me the under.
Utah's going to win that game at 30.
11%, like 10 mile per hour winds. Yeah, give me a nice little.
That's 4 days out. That's never going to happen.
Utah's winning that game by 4 touchdowns at least.
Yeah, it's going to be.
That's
gross.
fine. They don't have to score anything to do that. I'm gonna take the under there. All right. Texas State at Arizona State. Over-under is 65, 60 and a half. 60 and a half. Arizona State's 15 and a half. 15 and a half point favorites. Sun Devils are gonna just slaughter them. If they're any good at all, they kill them, and I think the over's in play too.
Well, they might not be. We don't actually know.
I think this is going to be the.
And this is why you don't do a preseason poll. This saves all the Big 12's problems.
Well, you don't do a preseason poll, and then 100 people make them, and you still have perception issues. Anyway,
this is going to be the game that, like, Texas State is an air raid. We're just going to. We don't care if we stop you, but we're going to try and outscore you, sort of thing.
I was going to say I'll probably just take the over if I'm being honest.
So it is a level of, if Arizona State's going to win this game, their defense needs to put their feet down and actually try and stop this team. I think we're starting to get into, obviously, a little bit of the tide is turning quickly, not a little column A, a little column B of there were a lot of guys talked about being the best quarterback in the Big 12 this year, and Rocco Becht was like 5th on that list, and he has quickly jumped up to top 3, and he's not 3.
Sam Leavitt certainly doesn't look like a
Sam
top
Leavitt.
3.
Sam Leavitt, I think, got a lot of grace for Cam Scatabo being in that backfield last year. And being,
I think we're seeing that now. I'm not going to kill anybody.
I agree with you on that.
Because I mostly thought they were all fair.
I'm with you on that, and it's just, but I think it's just there was a lot of talk at the Big 12 about Sam Leavitt and Sawyer Robertson and these guys being those dudes who just were unstoppable quarterbacks, and they've been very stoppable quarterbacks, or at least
mediocre at best.
The rest of their team, especially the defenses on the other team or on the other side of the ball, have been losing them games, or making them work way harder to win games than they probably
Sam
need
Leavitt.
to.
Sam Leavitt's obviously having.
He's got talent. I think
issues without an all-world running back. That's for sure.
But
sometimes
I like Arizona State. I do give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I'm with Jake on this one. I think this just might be an over. I think this is just going to be a lot of passing, a lot of go routes, a lot of posts and corners that just dudes get free, and a lot of 60-yard touchdowns.
Sometimes my memory being so terrible surprises myself. I may just all lock in an under on a flyover that we already discussed with Syracuse and Colgate, and none of us caught us.
Yeah, after I brought it up, I remembered that you made us switch at the beginning of the podcast like a jerk.
We need a producer. Like we should see.
I think we need you to stop trying to change the freaking flyover.
I didn't change it. DraftKings changed it. That's not my fault. Anyways, Colgate Syracuse is our flyover of the week. Speaking of not a flyover of the week.
We played the sounder. I disagree. I want to override that. Anyway, go ahead.
It's a democracy. I'll let Sean be the deciding vote. Sean,
I'm here for the vibes.
You can't Switzerland this. You can't. You're too dark haired to be a Swiss. All right. Speaking of not a flyover, Minnesota heads to California. California, a 2.5 point underdog. Over under is 43.5. 9:30 kick Central. No. Body clock game. We all want to bet this game. It's a 2.5 point spread. It's going to be fun.
Nope.
Golden Gophers. Golden Bears. First Golden Bears.
Gophers.
No.
Bears versus Gophers. Come on, man. They're all gold. So much gold. Lots of gold there in the stadium.
You want me to bet on an Atlantic Coast Conference team that is literally on the Pacific Coast? No shot.
If I do anything, I'll be playing the under and going to bed. at some point.
Speaking,
Before the game starts, but
I will walk you through my notes on this, and it is 6 words.
why? Okay.
And it is Cal money line ? And then nope, Minnesota.
They both are not. I don't. Yeah,
that's 7 words.
Well, ? I guess is 2, but
All right. Anyways, speaking of games that you really want to bet, the sicko under the last game of the night. Here we go, boys. Boston College at Stanford, under 22.5 first half. None of us are finishing this game. The over-under for this game, I think, is 44.5. First half under 22.5. Put it on, watch some punts, go to sleep happy. Don't have to stay up till 1 a.m. Both these teams are garbage. I believe this is an actual ACC game, so obviously Boston College needs to win to get me that Stanford under 1.5 conference wins. So huge Boston College fan. So under 22.5. It's everything you want from a late night game.
No.
Why would you want to watch Arizona State versus Texas State and see all the points when you can watch this game and it's enjoy the sound of a ball getting punted back and forth, like that thump. Nothing sexier than a thump. Just saying.
Something like that. So gross.
Poke a hole in it, Sean.
That's horrible to look at for a what is that a 10 p.m. local
9:30
9:30 a first half over under of 22.5. The home team is a 6.5 point dog at even money
in the first half. They're
first half.
That's first half. They're 13.5 point dogs in the game.
Oh my god! I mean, I get Stanford's horrible,
They're
but
very bad.
Imagine being Boston College on a 7-hour flight to the West Coast with all of the confidence of being 2 touchdown favorites, thinking there's something.
And then Stanford just shows up and screws up everything for me. Is this a conference game? For sure, this is a conference game. The hell if I know. I don't know who's all in the ACC anymore.
If it's not, I mean, they're ACC teams, and I don't think this would be if both of these teams agreed to schedule this out of conference. Both ADs should be fired immediately. Andrew Luck needs to find a new job.
All right. Yeah, that's my sicko under of the week. We do have a few other fun ones to talk about. Jake, let me know if I miss any ones that you think I should hit. Let me find them here. Florida, LSU. LSU is a 7.5 point favorite at home. This feels like an overreaction. I think I like the Gators plus 7.5 here. Over a touchdown.
No.
Don't forget that Brian Kelly killed a man.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Look, I'll give you that, and Brian Kelly can rot in hell. But Florida's not a good football team.
Yeah,
okay.
I just don't think Florida's very good either.
Okay. A&M heads to Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 6.5 point favorite. Over under 49.5. I think just take a nice comfortable under here. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, if you're gonna make me pick a side of that spread, it would be Notre Dame, but I don't love it. It's nice that it's under 7, I guess, but I don't like it enough either. I'm very curious to see how that game goes. I think it might do a little bit for my thoughts on Notre Dame, but yeah, that'll just be one to watch.
I know Sean's not going to pick Notre Dame because he hates him and he hates Rudy. All right, last game I'm going to touch on, and then if Tez or Jake anything else. South Florida, the darlings of the college football world. They're 17.5 point underdogs at Miami. Everyone says take South Florida here. Everyone says it. They want it. We all want it. And why do I feel like Miami just comes in and just smokes them?
I have this written down.
Definitely a trendy pick.
Give me the over. I will take the over.
7.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to play South Florida. I don't really believe in Miami. I'm not really a Miami believer for...
What has Mario Cristobal ever done to make you not believe in him?
I posted a tweet last week.
Oh no! Did he like it?
No. I posted a tweet last week when they were up by like 10. Something about can't wait to see how Mario screws this one up because he's classically terrible about like in-game management. And they near did it. They damn near did it. Again.
All right.
So I just don't trust Mario. I don't think Miami gets all the hype. They get all this talent, blah, blah, blah. I just don't. I'm never a big believer in them. And I think USF, Golish, Cartavius Norton, I don't know anybody else that's on that team.
That's a name I have not heard for a very long time.
He's one of their running backs. I think they're actually pretty solid. I think they might suffer from Miami's not going to overlook them at this point after the last couple weeks, so that might be a little bit of a comeback to earth. But 17 points, sure, they can keep it within 17 points.
All right. Anything I've missed? Any games on your guys' docket?
I mean, there's other stuff I had written down, but those were the big ones.
Yeah, I didn't have anything else really written down that I had real feelings on, I guess.
Memphis versus Troy. Troy, the 3.5 point underdog.
Like I said, I have other stuff marked down, but nothing that I have like you hit the ones I have big feelings about.
I'll be playing the over in that game, but that will probably be one of my landlocks.
Okay. Yeah. So
and
also
next
time,
Oklahoma's just gonna mop Temple.
Yeah, Temple's not
top to bottom, left, right.
It's at Temple. Down. Oh man.
Yeah, you think going to Jonesboro is bad? Imagine going to Philadelphia to play Temple.
Yeah,
10 a.m. local.
They're playing in the Eagles Stadium.
Yeah.
So is that central though? Because if not, it's a 10 a.m. local kick. It's 11 a.m. our time. Like is Philly in the Eastern time zone?
Noon.
Philly's Eastern,
I'm doing it backwards.
You're going the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I was like, why would they ever kick at 10 a.m. Eastern time?
You know. That's when you get those.
Yeah, they're playing in the link. They're playing in the link, so it's neutral site. It's not technically.
Oh, okay. Neutral site, Philadelphia under. Like just
NFL stadium.
In an NFL stadium. Anyways, that's don't bet on that advice. That's garbage advice. Till next time, punting is winning, and that's football. I am Ted Flint, Jake Voss, Shawntez. Find Landlocks on Twitter and Spotify and Twitter and Blueski, and on your podcast, have a choice. We are Cyclofanatic and YouTube. We haven't been canceled yet, so no Hawaii game this week. Everything sucks. Eat at Arby's though. Later, guys.
All right. See ya.